I was trying to imagine what the most endearing thing could possibly be in the context of a date. And the conclusion I came to was her playing DDR and doing the dances and shit, and occasionally messing up, and then giggling and like swearing, and then getting back on track. Like, seeing that would just make your heart grow 3 times larger. Cause I can imagine it too. Like, she's not just doing that lame ass shit that the tryhards do, where they just like lean back on the bar and skedaddle their feet a little bit to hit the arrows. I'm talking like full on hitting that shit, moving and grooving to the beat, like upper body activity and everything, not just the feet. And there are things that rival this notion, such as the classic 2 straw 1 cup. God, it sounds wrong coming out your mouth, but it's the only way I know how to describe it. The 2 straws in the 1 cup smoothie. It's cliche, but it works, bro. Like, I feel like if I see them DDR dances, I could die a happy man, bro. I've seen all there is to see. I've collected all the crop in the field, bro. There's nothing more you could want from life. Like, you just did it. You've 100%ed the game. Ain't nothing else you can want after that, bro. I don't know why them DDR machine dance moves, I don't know why that just speaks to me, right? Like, so potently. I guess it demonstrates that she feels safe and at home enough in order to do something that would otherwise be like embarrassing in front of you. That's a bigger compliment than flowers or chocolates every day of the week, bro. Because I imagine in the early stages you're kind of putting on a show, as you do when meeting anyone for the first time. You're not really showing 100% of yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm unsure of any psychopaths in this world who would actually do that. We all hide a bit of ourselves when we make that first impression, you know, it's nothing new, we all do it, no shame in it. But once you reach that stage where you could see her make them silly dance moves on that DDR machine, you know, bro, you know nobody's putting up a show. I don't care if I sound saccharine as fuck right now, bro. This is from the heart. This is some real from the heart shit right now. Bucket list activity. I need to see her hit them DDR dance machine moves, bro. That's a must. That's a must have. Nimi streamed Elden Ring yesterday, and she said that she soaked cashews for 4 hours in order to make like vegan parmesan. And I was like, what? You can do that? I didn't know about this vegan meta, bro. I'm still behind. I mean, I've only been at this for like coming up on a year now. I don't keep track of like streaks or anything. I think that's self-indulgent. But yeah, I didn't know you could do such thing with such food items. I should really do my research. I mean, I'm in the shits like this. I gotta stop eating chips and start hitting the books. Start seeing what's available to me. Use all the tools at my disposal, if you know what I'm saying, bro. Nimi also spoke about vegan vodka sauce. She's a max prestige vegan, bro. I'm rank 1. I didn't even know any of this shit existed, bro. I wasn't even aware of the circumstances at my behest. Back when I was trying to watch all of her VODs, because, I mean, when she made her new channel, I was on that from the jump. So the moment she streamed, I like watched it. So like, I literally have seen everything on the Nimi channel. So if I ever want more, I have to go back in time to the Fauna channel. Back when I was watching them as I was going to sleep, because I literally cannot sleep unless my brain is distracted by something. Wow, I lost that hand. That was such a good seed too. But yeah, back when I was watching every Fauna VOD, she was like ingrained in my brain, like her voice, because I was hearing her as I slept too. So like, she really earwormed her way in there, and eventually got to a point so obtuse that I decided to stop. I was like, you know what? I thought there was no such thing as too much Nimi, but it does reach a point. But I got back on the grind last night. I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep to some Nimi because I couldn't find a good video essay or whatever. And I watched the stream of hers where she played the convenience store, and she was talking about a dream she had where people could just rent drones that Google put in the sky as an update for Google Maps, and they could just drive them around anywhere and like spy on any single place on planet Earth. And she was describing this dream, and I found it so humorous that I was just in my bed laughing, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep because I was just thinking of this absurd reality in which people could just rent drones to spy on people with. And she talked about how in the dream she rented a drone of her own, and she was like peeping on someone just doing their business, and then they eventually caught her, and she just flew the drone away in a panic and just deleted the app. But she re-downloaded it or something because she dreamt up another feature the app had. She dreamt up another feature the app had, in which in Google Maps you would select the destination and then a button would appear that just said go. And if you hit the button, you would just teleport to the place. And in the dream, she said she pressed the button and she just teleported to some random place. And she had no way to get back, and it was like this Twilight Zone episode where she just teleported away. And the succession of these dream descriptions tickled my funny bone to such a high degree that I had trouble sleeping. My plans backfired on me horribly. Something that's kind of upsetting is that on the Fauna channel, the emotes don't work anymore. Like, they're just boxes. And it's like, damn, that kind of stinks, because, I mean, a good portion of the entertainment that comes from watching a streamer stems from the chat. At least for me. Especially when the chat is like congruous with each other and they all spam the same emote. I love when that shit happens. That's like 75% of the reason why I watched so much XQC back in sophomore year. It's because he has that little thing in the bottom left that like keeps track of how many successive times in a row people have sent an emote, and it makes everyone hive mind, and you just see an ocean, a glorious ocean of the same parroted image. And seeing that just rotated the dopamine receptor gears in my brain, and I don't really know why. Oh yeah, I thought about this the other day, and it made me draw some pretty tough conclusions. It made me admit some shit I didn't really want to admit. She had me facing some facts. I thought, would Jerma be as entertaining as he is if he didn't have the chat to help him? And it really got me thinking, like, how responsible is the chat for the good memories that I have of this man? Because usually when you think about it, that portion is out of the equation. You're just kind of thinking, oh, Jerma, you know, I like Jerma. I think he's a good content creator. You don't really think about how much of the enjoyment extracted from his streaming experience stems from the chat, man. And it's like immediately so many clips enter my brain about him just reading some bullshit from chat and then saying, ban that guy for like 2 minutes. He's so nice. It always starts with a wave of rage when he says ban that guy, and then he recollects himself, he understands his hot-headedness, and he adjusts by saying ban that guy for 30 seconds. You know what I just thought about right now, bro? It's gonna be so sad when Jerma dies, bro. I don't know why I'm laughing. This is really not funny, bro. But like, oh my god. I don't even want to bring this energy out into the world. But like, I don't know how I would even find out. I think I'd see a Reddit post like, Jerma, age 79, beloved streamer, has unfortunately passed away today. And I'd just be like, fuck, bro. No. That'd ruin my whole month, bro. Also, I looked back in editing when I talked about Nimi's favorite movie being Mad Max. I think I misremembered. I think she said her favorite movie at the time. Or no, she said my favorite movie right now. And I don't want to be pedantic, but I think when people append right now to their favorite films, I think it's more so in the context of like within recent times, rather than at this very moment, here is my favorite film of all time. Because I think I remember her in an earlier stream when she was playing Gollum, I think she mentioned the Lord of the Rings films being her favorite, like all at once. She kind of cheated and chose all of them. I watched those movies when I was a youngster, and I don't remember much, but I just kind of remember me being slightly impressed by the pretty pictures, but not really caring about the story. I read like the first 30 pages of The Hobbit, and like the entire story consisted of Bilbo Baggins' head-ass name just like having tea and eating cake, and then Gandalf comes in and he starts chiefing up, just smoking them op packs, and then like a random dwarf comes in and like knocks on Bilbo's door, and the narration is like, he was a stout little dwarf with a beard that went all the way to his belt and stuff like that. And Bilbo's like, oh, hello, I wasn't expecting you, come in. And it's like, oh, hello, can I have seed cake and tea, please? And then Bilbo's like, oh, we have a lot of that. And then another dwarf comes in, it's like, this dwarf was stout and purple and had the beard as long as the Nile could stretch. It just described like 18 different dwarves coming in and like just eating cake and drinking tea for the first like 30 pages. And 30 pages doesn't sound like a lot, but my copy is 300 pages exactly. Here's some crazy math for you right now. That's 10% of your book. You're really gonna allocate a tenth of your entire book to dwarves coming in and eating cake and drinking tea? They do sing this song though that's kind of fire. I don't remember it at all, but the gist of the song is like, it just describes them doing really horrible stuff to the cutlery and making a mess. And then at the end of the song, they go, don't do all of this or Bilbo will be very angry. And then they clean everything up at light speed. I think the simile the book uses is as fast as a lightning bolt or something. But yeah, this ain't gonna pop. Told you. And then after that, the book just devolved into walking. And I straight up don't care about walking. What? That was a royal flush! Oh my god! You only unlock Brainstorm if you discard a royal flush. So that means I just discarded a royal flush with the card, and the cards were face down. That's crazy. What are the odds in that? I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I know they're like comedically low. That's insane. I know it's a pretty trite criticism, but yeah, the book is kinda only just walking and it's really underwhelming. I think I'm just not fantasy pilled in general. I read the first book of the Song of Ice and Fire series. Well, I didn't read it. I got like 70 pages in. And I also remember being really underwhelmed. And the only scene I liked was this one where Jon Snow holds like an injured wolf. It wasn't exactly a wolf. It was, you know, a fake species that George R. Marty concocted from his noggin. And he was like, this one, can I keep it? They were all like, it's a lot of responsibility, you know. And he was like, but I really, 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 really want it. They're like, okay, if you say so. That's the only thing I remember from that. I will say though, Tolkien and George R. They're better writers than Shakespeare. But that's not really a high bar in my opinion. Fucking Jeff Kinney is a better writer than Shakespeare, bro. I don't know how the world was psyoped into thinking he was one of the greats. Probably because he was really, really popular. Out of all of them, I'd say Tolkien had the best writing. He was kind of playful with it too. When he was first describing what a hobbit is, he was like narrating and talking about Bilbo's mother. Then he interrupts it with a dash. And he goes, "What is a hobbit, you ask? Well," and then he goes on to describe it. It's like, considering we're in the 1930s where the only person who is allowed to be funny is Charlie Chaplin and everyone else is still kind of like, you know, just old-timey and yeah, see? And shit like that. It was a nice little splash of personality, bro. I didn't know classics were allowed to do that. And don't come at me saying Shakespeare had personality, bro. He was dry as a fucking grain of sand. I guess sand is often wet now that I think about it. That was a bad simile, man. I learned nothing from reading all them classics. I knew it. But yeah, I like Tolkien's the best. He hit him with the confusticate. It was instantly added to my fucking lexicon, bro. We will be saying that at the next function. Yo, this walk got me confused-icated. I can't even tell right from left, bruh. I think I don't like fantasy, and I think I don't like the classics. I try not to make sweeping generalizations about genres or time periods, but I've banged my head against the classics more times than I can count, and every time I've just left wondering why people even recommend this shit. I wasted, like, hours of my life reading Dostoevsky, being like, hell yeah, Russian literature. What are you reading over there with your goddamn Colleen Hoover ass, bitch ass, fucking ass, with your JK Rowling ass, head ass? I'm really out here with that classic Russian literature. But you know what I did? All that superiority just to end up wasting my time, bro. Didn't learn a single thing. Didn't even get better at digesting stories. I did not extrapolate a single good quality out of that venture. It was just wasted time. Hours I could have spent enjoying my youth. Hours I could have spent hitting up the Santa Monica beach with my friends. My days are numbered now. I'm gonna have to go to Atlanta. No more coast for me, bruh. But yeah, classics were not about it. In all media types. Classic books, classic films. If yo shit was filmed before MTV dropped, we're not watching it, bro. I don't care. Movies before MTV were slow, bro. Snooze fests. Even modern films that are quote-unquote slow-paced still carry themselves in a different way post-MTV, just because that's how much MTV had a grip on the culture. It's a bit hard to explain, but the slowest of slow films of today feel infinitely faster than like a normal pre-MTV film. A few friends and I went to this curry place in early junior year, and one of the friends, she got the spiciest order, and she wasn't even extra about it too. She was like, "I want it as spicy as you can make it." She wasn't even trying to put on a show. Didn't even puff out her chest a little bit, bro. Just ice cold with it. I felt so mogged. Like, damn, I'm really out here getting the mild option. It's a bit ironic now that I'm vegan and everything, but believe it or not, I actually worked in the spice industry. A little place called Dave's Hot Chicken. And I just ate the food there when I was on my meal break. I didn't have enough time to go out and spin the block and go to fucking, I don't know, Subway or some shit. Or In-N-Out. Didn't have the time. Best I could do was the medium order, bruh. They had like 4 after. It was like medium, hot, very, very hot, super hot. And then you had to sign a waiver for this one that was like the one above all or some shit. It wasn't called that. I wish it was called that though. That'd be hard as fuck. Enough about all these classics though. I've been reading some modern shit for the modern man. I've been reading Death by Black Hole by Neil deGrasse Tyson. So unbelievably fire. Whoever just crack open a book and you read not even like the first chapter, you read like the foreword and you already know like, oh, this is it. This is a classic right here. This is my classic. Not a world-renowned classic like Shakespeare and shit. This is a classic for me. This is a me classic, bro. Certified me classic, bro. He was talking about parapsychology and about how it's all bullshit, obviously. And he was like, psychics and fortune tellers don't have a sixth sense. It's just nonsense. I was like, damn! Whole industry just can't recover after a blow like that, bro. My mom went to a psychic when she was pregnant with me. She was like, What will my baby do when he grows up? She was like, he will be a writer. She told that to me. It was like, you will be a writer when you grow up. And honestly, you couldn't catch me doing the arts for a paycheck, bro. I just can't whip up inspiration on a 9-to-5 basis like that. It just comes to me, and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Even if I were like really crazy at painting or something, I couldn't be out here painting paintings for a lifetime. I'd have like 1 or 2 good ideas, but like, could I generate masterpieces on such a high frequency that it becomes my job? Hell no, bro. I might take some writing classes in college though. Why do they gotta do this to me? They just gotta wafer greatness in my face and then snatch it away the moment I try to reach out and grab it, bro. Let's see what this buffoon pad got. Fine. I'll take it begrudgingly though, because you already know what I was trying to get. I might take a few writing classes in college though, just to see where I place in the world. Because apparently the writing classes at Emory are brutal. I went on the college tour and the tour guide said that. Like, all classes requiring essays are really tough. Like, you may think you have a crazy essay, but you're not even all that. I'm gonna have to be cautious though. I just want to reference, because I've kind of been getting high off my own supply. Because obviously I think all of my writing's fire. I mean, it's my writing. If I think something is bad, I just tweak it until I think it's good. But I don't know how A, a professional would see it, or B, literally anyone else in the world. And figuring that out might be useful, because I mean, shit, I gotta write papers when you in STEM. I mean, you could have the data, you can have the graphs, you can have the tables, but if you don't got the prose, then I mean, shit, that's how you deliver the information, bruh. That part's gotta be on point. I saw a video that was like rewriting the Five Nights at Freddy's lore with the creative writing major. I mean, with a title like that, how could you not pull me in? But as I was watching it, I was kind of getting distracted by my own thoughts. I was wondering, what's the difference between an English major and a creative writing major? Now, when you think about it, it seems obvious. English majors study English. Creative writing majors study creative writing. And yeah, I'll give you that. But think about how you actually study those things, you know? You study books and you write a lot. Those curriculums probably feel the same. But they mustn't be, considering they're so different. I guess creative writing majors have more like writing exercises. In English major, you're like analyzing poems and shit. But wouldn't you still be analyzing writing as a creative writing major? And wouldn't you still be doing writing exercises as an English major? Like, it sounds so obvious, but every time I get a layer deep into it, I find myself still at the surface, bro. Never making any progress. In the last Balatro Banter video, when I said the phrase male ignorance, I flashed up a book cover with text that said, has only read a third of a feminist literature book. And the book is called Why Women Have Better Sex Under Socialism. And it was actually really digestible. I'm not sure why I stopped, but it mentioned this magazine, or I don't know if it was a magazine, but it mentioned something entitled Porn for Women. And it had photos of husbands like doing the dishes and cradling babies and shit. And it was supposed to be a humor thing. And I was like, damn. Hey, bro. When it's my time to be the husband, I'ma be on my P's and Q's, bro. I'ma do all that shit. Watch, bro. I'ma be mopping the roof, bro. I'ma be pressure washing the vases, bro.
Hey kids, what's for dinner?
In Homestuck, they say amscray. One time, they said it one time, just as a humorous way of saying scram. But in the Spanish translation, which I said last time that I'm using to ping pong back and forth between English and Spanish, the joke got lost in translation, bro. And I saw it with my own very eyes. There was no amscray. I wonder if Spanish got their own version of Pig Latin. Like, was there a way to make that joke work, bro? Or was it just dead on arrival? Nimi made a really bad Hawk Tuah joke, and I was just staring at my screen like Homelander in the movie theater. I just knew my goat was washed. Like, no, bro. You were supposed to be the good one, you know? I appreciated you because you fucking separated yourself out from the commons, bro. The peasants. It's fucking 4 a.m. and I graduate tomorrow. Technically today, since it is already past midnight. But yeah. Technically I already graduated, but I do the like ceremony with the diploma and shit. I'ma have to cheese in front of the camera and sit there for 2 hours just staring into hell. Just looking at the fucking floor while everyone makes their speeches and shit and the bands play. I'm gonna have to wear that fucking gown. I'm gonna throw my shit up in the air. Bro, people are probably gonna cry. Like, really, bro? High school was that fire that you're crying at your graduation? I asked my parents if I could skip, but yeah, obviously that wasn't gonna happen. Not really sure what I was expecting. Like, bro, you know how many people have graduated high school? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, why are we, like, doing this whole shindig, bro? Like, it's really not that crazy. I have to sit in a fucking seat for 2 hours and just tune out the noise, bro. Even though it's 4 in the morning right now. I think I have to be at school at like 2:30, so I'll be alright. We had rehearsal today. It was so fucking boring, bro. But, you know, it's kind of weird and like slightly concerning. I stayed the night at a friend's house that night before going to graduation rehearsal. So I couldn't take my night meds or my morning meds. But for some reason, bro, the happy chemicals were just popping off, bro. It was boring and stuff, but I felt nice, bro. Just naturally. I was like, what? I was like sitting there and standing there, practicing the walkout 3 times. We all had to do it. And while everyone was like getting arranged in alphabetical order, I was fucking just sitting. I was just standing there in line with everyone, just staring into space. I just felt so good, bro. I have no idea why that happened. My mom's like, you may think this will be boring in the moments, but you will look back on this and you will smile. And I can't tell the future, so you know what? Maybe she's right. I don't know, bro. I got a feeling. I'm not gonna be crazy about it in the future. Like, if I'm so lame to the point where I'm like on my deathbed and I'm running back all the good memories, and the only thing I could trace back to after all my fucking years of living is my high school graduation. Boy, am I glad I didn't skip that. No, bro. I hope not. I mean, shit. My floorboards are really fucking loud. So when I like have this summer sleep schedule and I'm waking up at 4 and going to bed at like 7, I still gotta eat food. But I go down to eat, but 2 of the meals in my schedule are eaten when everyone is asleep, and I have these loud fucking floorboards where the entire fucking house is alerted when someone goes down or upstairs. Like, it's actually haunting, bro. It sounds like fucking glass is breaking, bro. It's upsetting. So I can't make unnecessary trips, otherwise I'm at risk of waking people up. Thankfully, I've never actually woken anyone up, but I'm not trying to fly too close to the sun, bro. I still want to at least make an effort to be kind of quiet, so I can't make unnecessary trips. So since I can't make any extra trips, I have to really go down when I have to really go down. So if I eat dinner and the dinner has a side, like a condiment, like barbecue sauce, for example, just throwing that example out there, that means I'm not gonna go downstairs just to put away barbecue sauce. It has to be more than that. So when I go down and do some other shit, besides putting away the barbecue sauce, that's when I'm going to go downstairs and put away the barbecue sauce. After years of fucking beating around the bush, I finally got Instagram. I did it, bro. I caved. I got it. But I wanted to do it. After high school ended. Because I'm really not interested in, like, people still seeing what I'm up to. Like, I'm pretty keen on the fact that this is gonna be a separate world I'm entering. So yeah, I got it after anyone could be like, bro, why don't you follow me? Because even with something like TikTok, in middle school, people were angry that I didn't follow them back. I think that's what turned me off to the whole thing. But I have it now, and I scrolled through the infamous Instagram Reels, and it's a whole other world on there, that's for sure. This video of a guy in an elevator tweaking. Screaming, I'm fucking tweaking! And he's shaking the camera and shit. It's pretty cool. But I don't think the true brain rot has set in yet. Hasn't attacked me. In the car, they were talking about Italian animal videos that are AI generated. And the animals make noises that are repetitive. But if I'm being honest, I should have just stopped trying to be different. And I just should have gotten the app. Because I thought I was being like, I will focus on school instead. But people could still focus on school and also fucking use their phones. It's not such a false dichotomy like that, bro. I got another video of a guy with like 20 empty beers on the floor, and he's just going like, I'll look at this and I'm just like, type shit. I saw another video of a car drifting on grass, and it looked like it was out of a video game. Now you might think, right? Wow, he didn't have Instagram? He must have been really hitting the books, huh? No, bro. You know what I was spending my fucking time doing? What I was allocating my precious teenage years doing, bro? I was doom scrolling Zitter, bro. And you know what I would fucking do all day? I would just see posts that are like, yo, fuck Indians, bro. And they'd have like 70,000 likes. And that was back when that was a lot. Before the privatized likes became kind of normalized, and then everything got like a bajillion likes. But I would just see like shit like that, and I would literally send it to my friends, and I would just say shit like, bro, people need to be put in re-education camps. And I would just do that all day, bro. And I just tilt. I'd fucking I just let myself just fucking sink in the quicksand of rage. The quicksand that I fucking walked myself into knowingly. And I did that every day for years. For years and years. Everyone doom scrolls, but like, doom scrolling and sending it to your friends and being like, look at how shit everything is. What was I thinking, bro? People don't want friends like that, bro. They want friends who send them videos they can laugh at, like normal fucking people. I don't know why I just did that. You might be like, yeah, of course, you send funny videos to your friends, but like, it strikes you as obvious, but I literally came to this realization hours ago as I was scrolling Reels. I was like, people don't want to be sent bullshit about Trump concocting a golden dome. And they don't want to hear how you think the fucking half the country needs to be wiped out. Billions must die. They want to fucking giggle at pictures with colors on them or videos with colors on them. You'd think my fucking baby brain would understand this shit a little bit sooner, a little bit the same time as everyone else in the world did, but no, bro. I'm just really slow in that regard. But hey, I figured it out just in time for college. I'm gonna be sending my friends funny videos like a normal human being. The meta was so simple, bro. Just send funny videos to your friends. Literally the easiest thing to do. You don't even have to like think. You could literally just see which videos have the biggest numbers, and then you know they'll appeal to the most audiences, and then you just hit like 3 buttons, and you do that like, I don't know, like once every 2 days, and then you have high school friends. That's literally it. It's fucking stupid, bro. Like, why? I'm like looking at myself just do that bullshit in the past, like that scene in Interstellar. I'm just like, don't send them that shit. No one wants to see that, bro. But I was addicted to the pedestal. The pedestal I hopped upon. The little high chair feeling that not having Instagram gave me. I would like, my school is like kindergarten through 12th grade. So you would hear what like little kids were talking about and shit. And they would just be parroting whatever's on the internet. I remember hearing that and being like, bro, it's over. Society's fucking irreparably damaged. Kids have just mommy's iPad 24/7, bro. We're never getting it. Like, these kids could have been engineers, bro. They could have been people, bro. I was freaking myself out every day, like, but that's just how kids act. And if kids weren't on their phones, they would just quote other stuff. They would just quote cartoons they watched or Dragon Ball Z or some shit, like every other kid was doing. I just got back from graduation. It's the next day. I fucking sat there for 2 hours. It was just as fun as I was fucking expecting it to be, bro. I forgot my tassel. And I had to ask the nice lady at the desk if they had extra tassels. And they did have extra tassels. And I had to use fucking those hair clip bobby pin things in order to make the shit not fucking fall off my brain. I sat there in my chair for 2 hours. It was so fun, bro. Nobody cried. I was wrong in my prediction. But I wasn't really around there to stick around, so I couldn't see if anyone cried or not. I just went up to my family and I said, photos and then go home. Obviously, I was much nicer than that because I'm nice to my family. But yeah, I was like, bro, let's get out of here. And the Uber was right there when we left. It was so nice because I decided to dip early. But we went to a vegan sushi place afterwards and it was really good. So I can't be a negative Nancy about the entire day. That'd just be bad faith, bro. And I had 2 rum and cokes. So forgive me if this Balatro gameplay is not that crazy. I might fuck up this blueprint run because of the inebriation across the nation. Bro. We need score, bro. For dessert, they had a thing called Big Cookie. And I ordered Big Cookie, and it tasted fucking really good. And my stomach is full of Big Cookie now. So my school is doing this thing called grad night. And it's where you pull up at night, the day of graduation, and you don't know what happens. You just have to go and hope for the best. And it's a big, big, big surprise. And everyone's biting their nails and jumping up and down, waiting for the big surprise to be revealed. And I'm skipping it. You know why? Because I may have been wrong about my prediction for people crying at graduation, but people will cry at grad night. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to fucking mention, grad night goes until 2:30 a.m., bro. Like, no, skip that, bro. And everyone's gonna be crying, oh my god, this is the last time we're gonna fucking. Bro, shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Like, actually, I'm not trying to hear that for like hours. But apparently you go to a skating rink. Well, we technically don't know, but my sister is an alumni, and she said that they went to a skating rink and then they like went to the beach. Let's fucking go, bro. Yes, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I didn't expect I was gonna win that, bro. That's crazy, bro. I know. But yeah, I'm not going to grad night. Just cause, like, bro, 2 a.m., really? Like, I'ma pass on that, bro. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have hearing aids, which kind of stinks, but the one upside is that I could connect them with Bluetooth, so I could just like seamlessly listen to music and no one would know, because the hearing aids like are designed to just blend in. And I was like, what do I fucking listen to as I sit here in graduation? And it's like, I just listened to Wow by Post Malone, and I just cranked it up, and I just tuned out all the poems and speeches and bands, and I just listened to Wow by Post Malone. I don't know why, but I was just craving that song, even though it's like a kind of whatever song. Bruh. But yeah, I just listened to that for 2 hours straight while just staring into nothing. I also skipped prom, and I wanted to skip graduation. I think I said that earlier. But my parents were like, you can skip grad night if you want, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to that. I just don't fucking... I don't feel sentimental enough about school to fucking care, dude. I'm just like, get me out of here, bro. I don't fucking like, just fucking like... This was a bit... you know what? Fuck it. No! This was... Mistakes were made, boys. I believe, bro. 3 of a kind me. God damn it. 3 of a kind me, bro. No! I'm dead. I'm dead no matter what I play, bro. Fuck this game, bro.